This is going to show you how to get to and possibly fix your Furby in case the eyelid is not opening properly. And maybe it's been disconnected by accident somehow, maybe it got dropped, whatever happened. You're going to need, obviously, a screwdriver, and this is a Phillips. You're going to need a flathead to help you pry things with. Possibly there's something else you want to use, that's fine. First things first, you're going to remove the battery plate, which actually works pretty well if you want to separate screws, as long as you know where the screws are, which I don't now, because I'm silly. And then you're going to remove this plate. It has 8 screws. I keep the screws in just to make things simpler, that way I can just pop it back on. Once you do that, this ribbon here and the tail ribbon will be connected, and that's directly to the point where it would actually do its action if it was properly working, obviously. And that'll be hooked over here. You're going to remove that so that you can actually take the fabric up. And as you're taking the fabric up, you're going to realize there's a bunch of tape holding some things on either side. Don't worry about that right now. Just make sure that you roll it up to the end. See how this little area is? This is how it will look after you've completely removed the plate properly. But this would be here still. So when you're looking at this, you're going to be seeing that these tapes are going to be on that. You're going to pry them lightly off. And then once you get all the screws off of this, you'll be pulling this to the side without pulling on it, just kind of like let it lay on the side. And there's a lot of screws to remove. You're going to take this one off, which is the body mechanism. It's going to be connected here. I should be using something else. And you're going to remove this screw that connects this, and you're going to actually lift that off. But this mechanism part, this thing, whatever this is, this will stay together if you just leave these 2 screws here. Another thing that you need to make sure you do is remove these tabs before you take off this base plate right here. If you take this off without properly removing these, like by pushing them or by prying at them with your nails, whatever, then you might break them. They're very kind of fragile here. There's one here. This will come off later. We don't need to worry about that, but that does need to come off on either side in order for you to get to what you need to get. But you're gonna worry mostly about the wires. The things you do need to remove will be this bigger wire that is connected here and this littler wire right here. You're gonna try to pry them a little bit and just kind of gently pull at them to get them off. That way they're out of the way. And then you're going to be taking all screws off of this entire area except for this. This is not necessary for what we're going to do. And you're going to only be moving this because I don't think it really has a purpose to, I don't think it hinders your ability to get into where we need to get, but it does make it harder and more difficult to get into the base inside to see what's going on. And you just kind of put that to the side. That's fine that way. You could also try to disconnect it, but I think this was easier. Let's see, anything else? After you've removed all the screws, you're going to be basically prying this out of the sections here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get out of the light. This section right here, see, that's in the way. There's a section right here that it was connected in. It's a very little space. You can't really see it on video too well. But on either side, that is in the way. You will have to just pry it up, hopefully with something that you have readily available, just like these type of things. And you'll just kind of be using leverage to kind of just gently pry it upwards on either side. And after all the screws are out, you're going to have this little deal. This little deal is, it looks like a screw, it looks very intimidating. It looks like there's a screw on the other side that you have to undo. You do not. It's a bar, and all you have to do is pry it here on each side. There's two, see? And you're going to pry that, and that'll lift. And that's how you get this open here. So once you have all these things removed, you pick this up gently. It should be fairly easy to move. I'm just being clumsy here. Once you get that off, then you'll be able to completely move this whatever direction you need. So let's see. So that's removed, and after all this work that you're done, removed all the screws, you're going to notice there's a big gearbox here. Now there's a littler gearbox here. If you get into that, that will not help you. But, I mean, unless there's something wrong in there. But if you get into here, right here, you see that little pink surrounded by darkness and white right in there? I don't know if you can see that too well. Trying to adjust the camera. There you go. There's a little clearish looking hook that is attached to this little rod that actually makes the eyes work normally, the eyelid function. So mine was snapped out of place. If you just put that back in place by snapping it back with your little handy dandy screwdriver or whatever you have, then you will be able to make your Furby work properly. As long as you put things back the way that you found them and you know which screws to use, you shouldn't have any problems getting this put back together. It's just tedious work putting screws back in, getting these back connected. And that's time for another video, obviously. But that's how you get to it. If there's something broken, there's obviously something else you have to do with it, because I really don't know what you would do for that. But hopefully this helps you if you have just that one issue where this is disconnected.